Hi guys, the first video seemed to go well, so I've decided to do a second video. I'm going to try and not swear too much in this video and try and keep it a wee bit shorter. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do a coil build. I've had a few questions about coil builds, so I thought I'd show just like a basic build. So we're going to start off with what you will need. Okay, first of all you'll need a mod. A mod is a battery. I'm using my Snowball 200 watt. You will then need a dripper, a pair of clippers or wire snips, whatever suits you, 2 equal lengths of wire you're going to use. I'm using fused Clapton wire. This you can buy this from Twisted Messes, I believe. Cotton, a winder to wind your coil around. You could use a purpose-built winder or a screwdriver. A pair of scissors to cut your cotton, a pair of pliers, and some juice. Okay, so we'll get started. I'll try and keep this short. Right, so you're going to want to screw your dripper onto your mod just so it's easier to work with. Okay, so I'm using a plume veil dripper. It is a 26mm device purely because it's a lot easier to build on this than it is a 22mm device. Okay, so we'll take one piece of wire. Depending on what you're building, how many wraps you're doing, the wire will vary in length. I usually cut off a good 2-3 inches, and that does me. So you're going to trap the wire with your thumb. You're then going to do however many wraps you want. For this I am doing 6 wraps. This wire's awfully springy, so you have to be patient. Don't worry if your coils aren't too close. We can sort that out once it's on the device. There you go. So that's one coil built. Okay. Just come in closer now and we'll get this coil installed. So you have your positive post and your 2 negative posts. You're going to insert one lead into your positive post, one into the negative. Bear with me a second, it's catching, there we go. So you want to get it reasonably close to the posts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten down my positive post. I'm then going to get my coil where I want it. Okay. Tighten down my negative post. Don't worry if these aren't super tight to start off with. You'll take your nail clippers or your wire snips, whatever you're using, and you're going to cut as close to the post as possible. And cut your excess wire off. And it should look something like that. Okay, if you're like me and you're a wee bit pernickety, we're going to use the screwdriver. Straighten out your coil. Just get it looking the way you want it. It's been brought to my attention that I'm moving a wee bit too fast for the camera sometimes, so I'm trying to rectify that. You see that coil's almost in the centre of the deck, fairly straight. Coils are fairly close together. Okay, so what I'll do to save the video going on for so long is I'll pause the video for now, install the second coil, and then we'll go on to wicking. Okay guys, so we've gone ahead and installed that second coil, and I've lined them up a wee bit. It's got to say it's one of the prettier ones I've done. Pretty happy with it. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'll try and keep this as straight as possible. We're going to dry fire the device a few times to make sure we're not hot legging. Hot legging is where when you fire the device, these legs here heat up before the coil does. Okay, in order to get round that, you fire the device and pinch it with these pliers. I'll show you how it's done. So, are we ready? Okay, so we're just going to pulse. Alright, you see how it's starting to hot leg? Okay, so we come in with these pliers and just very gently push the coil together. Do this side. And what we're looking for is the coils heating up evenly from the inside out. This one could do with another wee pinch. And don't slack on this. There we go. Okay, see how it's heating from the inside out? Once you're happy with the way it looks, go ahead and just check your screws, your grub nuts, whatever holds your coil in. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll pause the video there now, we'll let this cool down, I'll tidy up a wee bit and we'll go ahead with wicking. Okay? Okay, so that's cooled down now, guys. I checked it about a minute ago and burnt my fingers, so there you go, that's a lesson learned. Okay, so we'll go on to wicking. You will need cotton. I use Coil Master cotton, it's just what I'm used to, but there's hundreds of brands out there. So you're going to go ahead and, with this being a 26mm drip out, we're going to cut quite a long strip because we're going to fill that up with cotton. Okay. So when you've cut your piece of cotton, just get rid of this. That's what it's going to look like. We are going to split it directly down the middle. Place one piece to the side. There are various techniques for wicking. The easiest one I've found is called Scotch roll, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to loosen this cotton off. Okay. We're then going to roll it back on itself. Don't have to roll this tight, you want it to be nice and fluffy on the inside so it soaks up all the juice. Give it a wee roll in your hands. Okay. Twist off one end. Okay, and if you come in closer, we will feed this end through the coil. Pull it from that side. It takes a while to get used to picking the right amount of cotton, but you can see there it's loose enough so it's moving, but tight enough so the cotton's making a good contact with the coil. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pause this video, I'll install the second bit of cotton and we'll come back to you. Okay, so you can see that's me gone ahead and wicked the second coil. Trim the edges. I've just taken off the twisty bits at the end. I'm not taking too much off this cotton because it's a huge deck. I'm going to try and do this backwards, so bear with me. What you're going to do is you're going to take your screwdriver, whatever, and pull this cotton round, stuff it in. Okay, let me just check that, see how it looks. When you're installing the cotton, make sure you leave space under the coil. Okay, what I'm going to go do is I'm going to pause, tuck in the rest of this cotton, and we'll go back up to FaceTime and discuss it a wee bit. Okay, now that we've got that all tucked in, you take the barrel of your RDA, making sure your air holes are lined up with your coil. Slide it over. That's how it looks from the inside. Okay. Take your juice. Whilst I'm juicing this up, talk about battery safety. Make sure when you're building a coil, you're not building, for instance, a 0.05 ohms coil and using it on a iStick 50 watt, because your battery will blow up in your face. Okay, so make sure you know the capabilities of your device and you build accordingly. So I've got that orange juice. If you can hear somebody in the background, that's my grumpy son. He's just woken up. He's not very happy. So I'm going to do this quickly. Okay. So make sure your adjustable airflow holes are lined up with the holes in your device. Okay. So we'll do a quick test fire. That's not half power. Let's up the power a wee bit. Okay. So we'll have a quick draw on it, and then I'll leave you to it because I'll need to deal with this wee one, and we'll do another video very soon. As you can see with the Dual Coil build, you get a really good vape. Before I forget, this build came in at 0.27 ohms. You'll probably not be able to read it. There we go. Try that. Okay, so try and build some coils. Leave a comment of any other video you want me to do, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.